Well, I think that's wonderful, he said. Congratulations. I said I had to think about it, Annie said softly. Oh, men love that answer, Oz said, trying to mask his true feelings with some levity. But Annie continued on. I wondered what you thought I should do. She looked at Oz, waiting. Her gaze was too much for him, though, and he began to move about the small space, tinkering with a projector, and then picking up some glue and rolling the tube in his fingers. He knew what she wanted him to say. He had known for a long time that Annie wanted more than he could give. But it wouldn't be fair to her. She deserved to be happy all the time. Could he really give her that? Well, you could do a lot worse than John Gale, he finally said. He's a good man. So are you, Oscar, Annie replied softly. Oz chuckled. I am many things, but a good man is not one of them. Sadness swept over Annie's face. You could be, if you wanted to. Well, that's just it, Oz replied, his frustration getting the better of him. I don't want to. Kansas is full of good men who get married and raise families. Men like my father, who spent his whole life tilling the dirt, only to die face down in it. I don't want that, Annie. I don't want to be a good man. I want to be a great man. I want to be Harry Houdini and Thomas Edison all rolled into one. Turning, he flicked a switch, and the projector sprang to life. On the far wall, an image of an elephant balancing on a ball began to flicker. Annie sighed. She wished that Oz could see what she saw, that he could believe in himself as much as she did. But he was stubborn. That's all I ever wanted for you, she finally said. Greatness. She stood up, ready to leave. Oz was just about to say something when there was a panicked knock on the door. Frank ducked his head inside. Professor, you need to look outside, he said, nodding over his shoulder. Going over to the window, Oz pulled aside the small curtain. His eyes grew wide. An angry mob of carnival performers were heading his way, carrying identical music boxes. In the lead was Vlad, the circus's strongman. He was very, very angry. Close behind came Vlad's wife and May, followed by many more women. Not again, Oscar groaned. He turned back to Annie. That's my cue, sweetheart. Congrats on the engagement. Then, as if their conversation had never happened, he pulled her in for a kiss. It was soft and sweet, and for a moment, Oscar wanted to believe he could be the good man Annie wanted. But the angry shouts from outside broke through, and he stopped the kiss. Oh, Oscar, Annie cried. See you in my dreams, he said, just as Vlad burst open the door. Before Annie could say another word, the strong man charged at Oz. Wasting no time, Oz threw his magical cloth over himself and yelled, Zim-zalabim! Vlad watched, confused, as the sheet descended to the floor. By the time Vlad and the angry mob rushed over and pulled the curtain off, Oz had disappeared. Oz was in serious trouble. He could talk or trick his way out of one woman's anger, but a whole mob? And a strong man? That was a different story altogether. Thankfully, he had his trusty trap door. Ducking under the curtain, he had been able to open the door and jump down underneath the trailer. Slipping out from between the wagon wheels, he looked nervously around. The mob was all inside, rallying behind Vlad's angry cries. Seeing his chance, Oz began to run. Then a clown spotted him. There he is! The clown cried. Instantly, the group took chase. Oz ran for his life. He darted between tents and jumped over empty chairs. He turned one corner and around another. And still, the mob kept following. The rest of the carnival workers were busy packing. And